What if I told you you can make 1,000, 5,000, even 10,000 a month running a 3D printing business without actually even owning a 3D printer? Stick with me and I'm gonna walk through how to do just that as I go over 3 strategies to go from 0 to 1,000, 5,000, maybe even 10,000 a month selling 3D model designs. Welcome to the channel, everybody. If we haven't met yet, my name is Sam. I run a 3D printing business from underneath my garage. Over the last 4 years, I have built a 6-figure Etsy shop and I sit amongst the top 1% of all sellers worldwide. We all know how popular it has become to sell 3D printed items on Etsy, TikTok, and Shopify stores. And if you find the right product, it can be a very lucrative business as well. I've built a whole business and brand around selling 3D printed items for profit. That's not what we're talking about today though. Today, we are going to get into how to sell 3D designs for profit. Before we dive in, I have a slight confession. Is it possible to design and sell 3D model designs without a 3D printer? Yes, it is technically possible. I did not lie. Is your life going to be 10 times easier if you just have at least one 3D printer to help you prototype your new designs? Yes. Yes, it is. Hopefully you're not too upset about that confession and you stick with me because I'm going to share 3 strategies you can use to sell your 3D models. And if you stay with me till the end, I'll share a strategy with you that I use to get 8x the amount of income per month than most designers. Before we get into actually selling designs, we need to have 3D designs to sell. Now, when I started to sell my 3D designs, I had the benefit that I was already creating models to actually sell in my Etsy shop. So when I finally made the plunge into Patreon and things, I was able to open my profiles there with a catalog of 30 plus models all ready to go. If that isn't your situation, which I wouldn't think it is for most of you, you're gonna need to start with developing some 3D modeling skills so that you ultimately have 3D designs that are worth selling. We aren't going to get into the weeds of that in this video, but there are a ton of programs and there's a bunch of YouTube channels completely dedicated to showing you how to use those programs, and you'll be surprised how quickly you can develop the basic skills necessary to start doing some 3D modeling. I'll link these in the description below, but Tinkercad is a great software to get started with and to learn the very basics and terminology of 3D modeling. However, you'll quickly probably graduate from that and be looking to get into something like Fusion 360 or similar. This YouTube channel here is how I got started. He does great tutorials on Fusion 360, and you'll be surprised how quickly you can build up your skill set just by following along with his videos. So we have our designs, and now we're looking to sell them. How do we do that? Selling models can be broken down into 3 categories. First, you can sell all your models a la carte. Essentially, people look through your catalog, and you have a set price for each individual model, and they can check out and buy just the individual models that they want. Option 2 is selling a membership or subscription model where users get access to your entire catalog and they can download any of your models any number of times for personal use. Option 3 is similar to option 2, but you're selling a subscription that comes with a commercial license so the end user can actually print physical copies of your models and then upload them to places like Etsy, Amazon, or even local craft fairs where they have the license to sell the physical printed version of your model. For option 1, you're gonna be looking at sites like Cults 3D, My Mini Factory, or even Thangs.com. All of these sites allow you to price your prints individually. Selling your prints individually can be a good option for people. It's not uncommon that I get requests often of people wanting to buy just one singular model of mine and they don't want to pay for the whole subscription to my entire catalog. Don't expect to sell your individual designs for 20, 10, or even $5 a piece. Most individual designs being sold on these sites are being sold for a few bucks each. Selling individual designs is a volume game. You will need a lot of models and you will need a lot of traffic to these sites to generate any sort of decent income from selling your models individually. The underlying foundation of option 2 and 3 are the same. You are essentially selling a subscription model. Users pay you a monthly fee, and for that monthly fee, they get access to your entire catalog of existing models as well as future models that you release. For a long time, the best option to set up a structure like this was to use Patreon. However, over the last 6 months, more 3D printing centric companies have jumped in, providing designers with alternatives. Some of these more 3D printing centric companies are Thangs.com, MyMiniFactory.com, Printables.com. Out of these though, my favorite right now has got to be Thangs.com. They are very designer focused and are developing a lot of tools to help designers generate the most amount of income they can from their models. They also make it easy for users to find your models and download the model they want. They also have designer discoverability, something that most other platforms don't have. All these platforms are going to offer some sort of tier structure where, based off of the price of the tier the user signs up for, they will get the corresponding benefits that come along with that tier. This is where the commercial license comes into play. A large number of people that purchase 3D printers also end up exploring selling 3D prints for profit. It's because of this why most designers do offer a tier that comes with a commercial license for their designs. I personally don't even offer a tier without a commercial license, and that seems to be becoming more and more standard. Of the 3 strategies we talked about, my personal favorite is the monthly subscription with a commercial license to sell. I've found that the member retention is very good because typically they only need to make 1 sale a month to justify the monthly subscription. At the beginning of this video, I told you that I would share with you my 8x strategy. So for all of you that stuck around, here's your red meat. Like we talked about earlier, all these platforms allows you to create tier benefits. Now, these tier benefits do not have to be just access to 3D models, commercial license. It can be any sort of benefit you can think of. You'll see that our tier pricing starts at $10 a month, and that is our base amount. That gets you all of our models plus our future models with a commercial license to sell them. For those serious about creating a 3D printing business, they can join our higher price tiers that gets them access to group discussion calls where they can learn directly from other sellers. And at our highest price tier, they actually get monthly one-on-one calls with myself where they can ask me anything. Now, if you have just started, maybe one-on-one calls isn't a benefit you want to offer. However, we all have expertise in different areas. The point is to try to think creatively and leverage that expertise into higher price tiers, generating you more monthly income. Maybe you have a resolution to commit to new things. Maybe you want to open an Etsy shop and sell 3D printed models, or maybe you want to get into 3D modeling and sell your designs for profit. If you are serious about any of that, go check out our membership tiers. We have a great community and a super active Discord, which is linked below. I'd love to talk with you one-on-one about your goals and how you can use what it took me 4 years to learn to jumpstart your business. Check out our description below for the link to our things or our Patreon pages. All of our models and benefits are cross-posted on both. Before you can sell any models, you kind of need to have models. Make sure to check out this video here on how we find ideas for creating profitable 3D models. I'm excited to take this journey with you, and I will see you over there.